I've just rung up the place which is going to do the machining for the engine, and I've found I need to bring up the conrod to get a new bush in there made. This is the original gudgeon pin, and you can probably hear that it's slapping around a bit. I can't now because of rain. But even this is the new one here, brand new, and even it has a bit of play, so I'm going to get a new one of those made, which means I'm going to have to take the connecting rod out, which means I'm taking that the split pin out of there and undoing it. So I'll do that now. To get that little split pin in there out that far, you probably can't even see how far it's out. There's just enough to probably put the point of, it's just there, that side of it. You won't be able to see it. Just there. There's just enough to get like a nail head in there. What I had to do is I cut the other end which were bent, and then using the pliers I carefully sort of put it just there and just clamped it. It's hard to understand, but I was worried I wouldn't be able to get it out. I got one of them undone, but I had to just use brute force with an extension and my this. So I'll see if I can undo this other one just by using I have to sort of hammer it on a bit. That's got it. No. One of them's come off, but I can't get the other one off. It's really stuck in there. So maybe I'll see if I can heat it up. That might soften the little pin. Okay, I got both of them out just by using brute force, just by breaking the nut with the air thing. I didn't have it pumped up completely, which is probably why it didn't work the first time I was trying. So now let's sort of wriggle this one out. And it's slowly coming, I think. Oh yeah, it's separated. It's in two pieces there. I think I'll just have to turn the camera off to do this. I've got it out, and one of the bearings is still on the crankshaft, but more importantly, I've got it out, and now I've got to just mark which side went where, because I don't want to put it on back to front because it might not have worn completely even. So I'm just going to degrease it, then put like an L on, like, or just mark this face here, just mark along there with a bit of whiteout, and mark somewhere on here, and that'll represent that it went to this side of the engine. So that's what I've got to do now, just mark it so I don't forget it, otherwise I don't want to put it on backwards and have all shit go wrong. Before I take it into machining, I need to get these like studs out. So what I've done is I've locked two nuts together. I tried to undo the bottom one and hopefully that would undo it, but that didn't. So what I had to do is heat it up, just like that. And this is all cast iron, so it's not going to melt or nothing. So that's how I'm getting these head studs out. It's taken a while, but getting. I've taken most of the parts to the person to remachine. Should I better get this inside? It's just raining a bit. I found the timing mark just there, and that one's there, and it's at top dead center with both valves in between opening. Probably can't see them open, but it's, there you go, it's at top dead center. So I'll take a few more photos of valve position in there, and then I'll try and undo that big nut there, so I can get that out to get this machined, because that's got a pretty big groove there, and that's got a groove in the center, and the bearings had been run hot. They were like a sort of yellowy copper color. So the guy at the machine shop said, yeah, you should replace the bearings. So I've just got to take this out of the rain. And also, I did something pretty stupid. I was like degreasing the engine, and I didn't think that this shiny metal here, if it doesn't have any protective coating on it because it's so shiny, it'll rust like the disc brakes on a car. You can see how they've gone a bit rusty. Maybe not on that. Yeah, you can see the rust in there. Like, it'll come off really quickly, but Look at that, you can see the rust in there. So that's a problem with shiny metal. So what I did is I just sprayed some WD-40 on it to help protect the shiny parts, like here and here. Okay, I got it up on the bench now. That was a bit heavy, but I got it pretty easily. I've taken lots of digital photos with the cam marker there and the cam marker there. So now what I can do is I'll get that keyway out. Hopefully that won't be too hard. Then what I'll do is I'll put like a, not this, but something down there so that I can undo that with a big spanner, and that'll sort of lock it in place. So I'll try and get that keyway out now. See how that goes. I realize that I don't need to get the keyway out because it's lower down than like the inside of the nut. So what I've got to do is I'll set it up, then take another video. Okay, what I've done is I've got this piece of wood, and it's hitting on the like weights of the crankshaft. So now what I should be able to do is just pull that down. I can't do it because I need my other hand to hold the engine, but that's the plan anyway. So hopefully we'll see how this goes. Okay, with that I couldn't get enough force on here because the engine started to lift up. So what I have to do is put it on the ground and wait for my dad to come home, and he can just like put his weight on that over here, and then hopefully I'll be able to undo this. Oh, fuck. Yeah. But I don't know how they'll remachine those bearings in there. Maybe I'll just buy, I don't know. I'll see what the guy at the machine shop said. I got this big spanner from my grandfather with all those big sockets. Got lots more mowers to fix because the guys found a few whippersnippers and mowers, so I want to get all this cleaned up and start this and put it back on its little tray thingy I made. I couldn't wait for my dad to get home, so I built this little jig. It's not quite a jig, but it's just kind of set up. So I've got these two long runners here going underneath the engine, and they're held in this side. They're only 1/4 inch bolts, but they'll do. So now I can push down on this, and hopefully I'll undo it. Try now. I can hear that wood. I can hear the wood sort of like cracking in because it's just held in there. Hopefully I'm not like putting too much pressure on the bearing or anything. Got him off. So that can undo. There's a key. I think there's a keyway in there. I'll take it back into the shed so I have a bit more room and space to work. But yeah, you've got to think of these things when you're by yourself. Well, not when I'm by myself, but when I can't be bothered to wait for people to come home. That's the crankshaft there. It came out really easily. Didn't even tap on it or anything. It pretty much fell out when I leaned the engine back to get it over that step, and now that the crankshaft out, I can sort of, I got this like, I don't know what you'd call that, a sifter. Oh, it probably stops the spatter cut, like oil at the bottom like splashing back up maybe. And in the bottom like of the sump is this thick, like that'd be a good centimetre. That's like grease. It's like grease down there. So I'm pretty glad I got that out, and I can like clean that shit out. Because the filter in the engine, it's got a little oil filter. Where is it? Can't even find it, it's so messy up here. Where is it? I don't know where the filter is, but it's a pretty small filter and there's just so much of that shit. I might sort of try and get it out and put it in a cup just so you can see how much of that crap's in there. It's really bad. This big end bearing over here doesn't feel too bad. Oops. There's a bit of like a sort of like ridge where the bearing's been hitting, but it's not too bad. Over here is a bit bigger. I'll see what the guy says about machining it, because I want this engine to last.